I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history.
I said that having read through Blake Lively's complaints, that it was evident to me that she was likely under the influence when she filed her complaint. Not under the influence of drugs, not under the influence of alcohol, but of the influence of proximity to Taylor Swift.
It all began on the set of It Ends With Us, where whispers of tension between star Blake. The article alleged that Baldoni and his PR team retaliated by planting negative stories about her in the media.
Her and made her want to give you over the movie rights. I mean, she had a lot of requests.
Yeah, I don't know if, again, I feel like there was some divine guidance there. I don't think it was the words. I think it was the intention and the why that I wanted to make the movie and the heart that I try to put in everything that I do. And I think at the end of the day, that speaks maybe more than words do. I think that people can feel the intention. It's like the difference between like your grandmother's food and a restaurant's food, right? There's something that's always different about it. And that's the way that we try to make movies, and it's the way I try to live. And I don't know, maybe Colleen just felt that.
At the New York premiere of It Ends With Us, eagle-eyed fans noticed a glaring absence of group photos featuring the main cast. This fueled speculation further, especially after social media users discovered that several cast members, including Blake Lively, had unfollowed Justin Baldoni on Instagram, a move many considered a significant red flag. As the press tour kicked off, tensions appeared to escalate, and Blake's approach to promoting the movie came under heavy criticism online. Many took issue with how Blake handled the promotional efforts, arguing that she focused more on florals, fashion, and her hair care line rather than addressing the serious issues explored in the story. During one event, she even invited fans to grab their florals to see the movie, a move that left critics and fans questioning the tone and sincerity of the promotion. This added another layer of controversy to an already fraught situation.
With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals.
This particular comment from Blake Lively struck a nerve with many, as it was widely deemed tone-deaf given the film's serious subject matter. Instead, she was encouraged to maintain a lighthearted tone while promoting the film, in stark contrast to the serious themes portrayed. Lively and director Char co-star Justin Baldoni eventually exploded into a public feud. In December 2024, Lively filed a bombshell complaint with the California Civil Rights Department, accusing Baldoni of creating a hostile work environment on set. She alleged SH, citing instances of invasive, unprofessional, and inappropriate behavior. Baldoni allegedly engaged in unwanted kissing during scenes, walked into her dressing room while she was partially undressed, made lewd comments about his life and porn, and mocked her age and weight. Just as alarming, Lively claimed Baldoni orchestrated a smear campaign against her after filming Wrapped, hiring a crisis PR firm to secretly weaponize a digital army online to destroy her reputation if she ever spoke up. Baldoni immediately denied all allegations as completely false, outrageous, and intentionally salacious, with his lawyer calling Lively's claims a desperate bid to fix her negative reputation. This initial salvo set the stage for a fierce legal war, as Hollywood braced for the drama to come. Lively's allegations did not stay private for long. On December 21, 2024, the New York Times dropped a bombshell investigation titled "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Smear Machine," which detailed how PR operatives allegedly set out to destroy Lively's reputation. After she complained about Baldoni's on-set conduct, the article lent credence to Lively's claims by reporting that a coordinated effort was made to bury her with negative online content once her H accusations were known.
And that's part of the point that Justin's team is making in kind of complying with what they're viewing as threats made on her behalf against Justin is like, well, there's this financial consequence to everything in addition to the strike consequences too, right? So they filmed May to June, then shut down for the strike, and then they were down until January. But I think that the strike lifted in November, but then she had all these return to work provisions.
The fallout was swift that same day. Baldoni's talent agency WME, which also represents Lively, dropped him as a client. In the days that followed, Hollywood figures rallied around Lively. Her sisterhood of the Traveling Pants co-stars, America Ferrera, Amber Tamblyn, and Alexis Bledel, issued a joint statement supporting Lively as she fights back against the campaign waged to destroy her reputation. Best-selling author Colleen Hoover, whose novel the film was based on, praised Lively as nothing but honest, kind, supportive, and patient. incident, openly siding with the actress. Even actresses like Gwyneth Paltrow and Amber Heard, herself no stranger to contentious court battles, voiced solidarity. The initial tide of public opinion painted Baldoni as a villain and Lively as a wronged whistleblower, creating serious backlash for Baldoni's reputation in the industry. As the court of public opinion raged, both parties took their fight into actual courts with dueling lawsuits. On December 31, 2024, Baldoni struck back by suing the New York Times for $250 million, accusing the paper of defamation for uncritically taking Lively's side in the expose. His lawsuit claimed the Times had used cherry-picked and altered communications stripped of context to mislead readers. To prove it, Baldoni included snippets of private exchanges. For example, he refuted Lively's claim that he barged into her trailer by producing a text message where Lively herself invited him in while she was breastfeeding.
Justin says that Blake was determined to make him the real-life villain in her story because she wasn't doing well on the promo tour for the movie. It was very tone-deaf. Her hair care line wasn't doing well. She was trying to sell booze while talking about domestic violence. Justin says the war between himself and Blake really started in May 2023 when they started shooting the movie. He claims that she was organizing a takeover strategy.
"I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines," she wrote. Baldoni replied he'd head over shortly. Baldoni also alleged that Lively's team had in fact planted negative stories about him, accusing her publicist, Judy Sloan, of feeding the press a false rumor about multiple HR complaints on set. Sloan flatly denied this to People, calling the claim false. That same day, Lively escalated matters by filing a lawsuit against Baldoni and his production company Wayfarer Studios in New York federal court, formally accusing him of SH and retaliation, the alleged smear campaign. It quickly became clear this conflict was far more than a he said, she said. It was now all-out legal warfare with multiple fronts. By mid-January 2025, Baldoni answered with a blistering countersuit seeking $400 million in damages, targeting Lively, her husband Ryan Reynolds, and her PR representatives for defamation. In this filing, Baldoni painted Lively as the aggressor behind the scenes. He claimed Lively had never even read the It Ends With Us novel and made wrong-headed creative decisions due to a fundamental lack of understanding of the story. According to Baldoni, Lively grew increasingly controlling over the production, inserting herself into the process in intrusive ways, even threatening to boycott promotional events unless her preferred cut of the film was released. He alleged she used the movie's publicity tour not just to celebrate the film, but to promote her own side ventures, like her hair care and beverage brands, essentially hijacking the spotlight for personal gain. In one startling anecdote, Baldoni's suit says Lively mocked his appearance on set, joking that he should get plastic surgery on his nose. While filming a scene, Baldoni's two publicists, Melissa Abel and Jennifer Nathan, joined his defamation suit as co-plaintiffs, saying they are private individuals who received death threats after Lively named them in her H complaint as part of the smear plot. Lively's legal team slammed. As the press tour progressed, many suspected that it wasn't until Justin Baldoni saw the public reception that he decided to go rogue. His Puerto Rico team allegedly pushed for a more authentic approach, which resulted in Justin being portrayed as the only serious member of the cast. This shift led fans to believe that there was an elaborate effort to smear Blake's name in the media, with one fan commenting that they felt manipulated into blaming Blake, while the real responsibility likely lay with the entire team of studio executives and producers. The fan expressed disdain for Justin's actions, stating, "Justin is a gross man for going rogue at the expense of Blake's reputation." They also noted that Blake's behavior during the promotional campaign now made more sense, adding, "I feel terrible she went through that, it's horrible."
This alleged smear campaign caused what Blake described as substantial harm to both her personal and professional life. Her team claimed that Justin's camp actively worked to slander her credibility, all while raising his own profile, which made it even more difficult for Blake to navigate the media landscape during the film's release. Since the lawsuit was filed, Justin Baldoni's legal team has denied the allegations, with his lawyer, Brian Fredman, calling the accusations shameful and entirely fabricated. This denial comes amid the ongoing legal battle, which has intensified public scrutiny surrounding the behind-the-scenes tensions on the set of It Ends With Us. Despite the legal rebuttal, the controversy has continued to capture the attention of fans and media alike, further complicating the dynamics between the cast, crew, and their respective public images.
Lively wrote, "New pages can always be sent to me as well, please," and signed the message with an X, the universal symbol for a kiss. She followed up with another text shortly thereafter, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines." Baldoni responded, "Copy, eating with the crew, and we'll head that way."
But they were able to present text from Blake Lively herself. I guess they had gotten a new version of the script they hadn't practiced or whatever at this point, and she said, "I'm just pumping in my trailer if you want to work out our lines." And he said, "Copy, eating with the crew and then heading that way." So at least they can prove in this singular instance she did invite him in.
18 months later, that interaction was depicted in a New York Times bombshell report in a far more sinister light. The Times wrote that Baldoni repeatedly entered her makeup trailer uninvited while she was undressed, including when she was breastfeeding.
And I think the truth lies in the middle, because Justin is putting out some interesting counter-arguments in this new suit that he's actually suing the New York Times. Now, is he going to win? I don't think so. I think it's an incredibly hard battle to win. But now, with what we've seen Trump do with George Stephanopoulos, who knows anymore where these things are going to...
That discrepancy is one of many highlighted in the scathing $250 million lawsuit filed Tuesday afternoon by Baldoni against the New York Times in Los Angeles Superior Court. Baldoni is among a group of 10 plaintiffs, which also includes publicists Melissa Nathan and Jennifer A.L., who are suing the newspaper for libel and false light invasion of privacy over the article titled, "We Can Bury Anyone Inside a Hollywood Smear Machine." Lively's federal lawsuit, on the other hand, dives deeper into the allegations of harassment. She claims Baldoni's behavior began subtly but escalated over time, leaving her feeling unsafe on set. According to her lawsuit, the retaliation campaign not only damaged her reputation but also caused her severe emotional distress. The 87-page complaint, which also accuses the New York Times of promissory fraud and breach of implied contract, offers a rebuttal to the narrative set forth in the 4,000-word article that has rocked Hollywood and led to WME dropping Baldoni as a client just hours after publication.
Justin also leveled accusations at Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, for being aggressive while defending the Gossip Girl actress. According to the lawsuit obtained by E! News, it reads, quote, "Lively's husband, Ryan Reynolds, had aggressively berated Baldoni during a meeting at their penthouse in New York, accusing him of fat-shaming Lively, and that the couple's, quote, inappropriate and humiliating berating of him was delivered as other celebrity friends were coming in and out of their penthouse."
And how the worst thing Justin Baldoni's team can come up with is that she was rude and difficult and threatened not to show up at work. You know, if you read the complaint, I think she had very valid reasons why she wouldn't want to show up to work in an environment like
Blake Lively has just dropped a major plot twist in the ongoing drama surrounding her recent activities, as she is officially suing Justin Baldoni for inappropriate behavior and defamation. The book, which sold millions of copies worldwide, delves into themes of domestic abuse and resilience, a powerful story that Hollywood hoped would spark conversation and inspire change.
Lively's lawsuit claims that the abusive dynamic on screen was mirrored off screen, with Baldoni allegedly engaging in repeated acts of harassment, ranging from unwanted physical contact to inappropriate comments, and creating a pervasive atmosphere of fear and anxiety throughout the production.
Filming began, and all seemed well, at least from the outside. Behind the scenes, however, tensions were reportedly brewing, labeling her as difficult and unstable.
Justin is suing the New York Times for $250 million. Holy hell, this is insane. I mean, he's going to have a hard time proving it, right? I mean, we're going to have to see. No one just sues the New York Times, or do they? I don't.
But Baldoni's lawsuit paints a different picture. In it, he claims that the New York Times selectively quoted texts and emails, stripping them of critical context to make him look like a villain. He argues that the article has caused irreparable harm to his career and personal life, and he's seeking $250 million in damages. On June 2nd, 2023, Blake Lively began a text exchange with her It Ends With Us director and co-star, Justin Baldoni, who blamed her assistant for not getting her an updated batch of script pages. She didn't realize they were new. This lawsuit comes after the public turned against her during the press tour for It Ends With Us ever since the film adaptation of Colleen Hoover's best-selling novel was announced in 2019. Anticipation has been sky-high. With over 20 million copies sold worldwide and the novel becoming a TikTok sensation, fans had immense expectations. However, the announcement of Blake Lively, famous for her role as Serena van der Woodsen in Gossip Girl, being cast as Lily Bloom left many fans skeptical. Their concerns grew after set photos revealed unexpected costume designs for her character. The tension escalated even before filming began, as reports surfaced about conflicts between Blake and Justin Baldoni, who not only directed the film but also starred as Ryle Kincaid. While the exact reasons for their clashes remain unclear, whispers of creative disagreements and a strained dynamic behind the scenes began circulating early on, adding fuel to the already heated controversy surrounding the project. The speculation surrounding Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni only grew stronger when fans noticed that Justin appeared to keep his distance from the rest of the cast during production. Now, with the recent news of Blake's lawsuit, fans are revisiting everything that transpired before and during the press tour with a fresh perspective. Justin has been accused of inappropriate behavior on set and slandering Blake's character throughout the filming process. During production, signs of tension were evident, as Blake and Justin were rarely seen together, even at promotional events, further fueling rumors that all was not well behind the scenes. But when she did, the article claimed Baldoni and his team retaliated with a calculated smear campaign aimed at discrediting her.
Baldoni's lawyer, Brian Friedman, made it clear in a statement.
Friedman also claimed that Blake made numerous demands during the film's production, including threats to derail the project unless her conditions were met. Justin's team argued that the hiring of a crisis manager wasn't intended to smear Blake, but rather to protect the film from what they described as her alleged disruptions. However, the tide of public opinion seems to have sharply shifted in Blake's favor. Several prominent figures, including her Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants co-stars America Ferrera, Amber Tamlin, and Alexis Boleto, released a joint statement in support of Blake. They expressed their disappointment, stating, "Throughout the filming of It Ends With Us, we saw her summon the courage to ask for a safe workplace for herself and colleagues. We are appalled to read the evidence of a premeditated and vindictive effort that ensued to discredit her voice." Colleen Hoover, the author of It Ends With Us, also expressed her support for Blake, describing her as honest, kind, supportive, and patient. Colleen's backing added significant weight to Blake's claims, as she had been deeply involved in the project from its inception. It seems like a strategic effort from Justin's PR team to shift the narrative in his favor, but it unintentionally cast Blake in a negative light, and much of that negativity was amplified by social media and the media's focus on it. You're right that the internet's divided opinions show just how nuanced and polarizing these types of situations can be. People may interpret Justin's actions differently. Some might see them as strategic or genuine, while others might view them as manipulative. It's clear, though, that media outlets didn't give Justin the same scrutiny they gave Blake, which raises questions about the influence of PR strategies and media agendas. It'll be interesting to see how this situation develops as more details come to light. What do you think, though? Do you believe Blake's portrayal was more unfair than Justin's in the public eye? Was proving effective in influencing public opinion?
Meanwhile, Justin Baldoni appeared to take a contrasting approach during the press tour. He focused on the deeper themes of the movie and engaged in discussions about the real and significant topics portrayed in the story. This stark difference in their promotional strategies only added to the ongoing controversy surrounding the film and its production.
What about the why behind it? If a Lily Bloom in real life can sit in this theater and maybe make a different choice for herself than was made for her, maybe she sees herself on that screen and chooses something different for herself, that's why I made it.
However, fans quickly noticed Justin Baldoni's silence regarding the controversies surrounding his co-star, Blake Lively. As Blake faced an overwhelming wave of online hate, Justin refrained from addressing the backlash against her. Instead, reports surfaced that he had hired Melissa Nathan, a high-profile crisis manager known for representing Johnny Depp during his legal battles. This move raised eyebrows, with many questioning why the director of a seemingly straightforward romantic drama needed such a heavy PR strategy.
Even members of the film's production team and cast have come forward to side with Blake after she took a brave stand. Brandon Skinner, who had already defended her during the film's press tour, has since reinforced his support for her, calling her a respected professional. Fans are now speculating that Blake might have kept silent regarding all that has happened until now, as her legal team was gathering the necessary evidence to expose Justin, something that seems to have worked incredibly well. This complex situation seems to reflect both a clash of personal interests and the challenge of balancing corporate pressure with a genuine desire to promote the film in a meaningful way. This situation definitely reveals a lot of complexity with multiple perspectives at play. The dynamics between Blake, Justin, and the media, especially the way Blake's public image was targeted, add layers of intrigue.
While some individuals stepped forward to defend Blake amid the ongoing smear campaign, Justin's continued silence spoke volumes. His unwillingness to publicly support Blake added fuel to the fire. In fact, one of his comments seemed to exacerbate the situation. He referred to Blake as a creative force who had taken control behind the scenes, a remark that many interpreted as a subtle criticism of the influence she and her husband, Ryan Reynolds, reportedly wielded on set. Justin's decision to remain silent, coupled with his hiring of a crisis PR team, led fans to speculate that he was intentionally distancing himself from Blake amidst the controversy.